The last time we had a war was because of politics. Nigeria problem in 1983 was political problem. In 1993, it was a political problem. So, as long as you don't have the right foundation and leadership in place, there was no chance that Nigeria would have made it. And that is why we are opting for a revolution now. That will definitely change that, because it will put in charge of the country the people who should be in charge. It should be a crime at this time that Nigerians are doing so well all over the world. Some of the best doctors, sports people, PR people, bankers, investors, architects. But we are saddled with some of our worst citizens in the position of leadership. Whatever we want is what we will make of it. That's my position. And that's why we are agitating for a complete overhaul of the system. I'm tired of fighting over issues. The system is broken. Our system is completely in the hands of criminal elements.
Restructuring?
We have passed restructuring. Do you think these people will restructure Nigeria in the favor of Nigerian people? No. We have passed the stage of restructuring. We have passed the stage of reform. We have reached the stage of a revolution. We have reached the point where we must either tip over.
I think revolution now is a solution.
It is. If it is not, it will not become a global movement today. Just as I'm speaking with you here today, there are protests taking place in London, in the US, Washington, D.C., and New York, Denmark, they will be in Sweden, they will be in Italy, they will be in Germany, Frankfurt today, and everywhere in Nigeria. So it has come to stay. Of course, you are aware that when it started, they couldn't just deal with it. They just picked me up before last year's protest, dumped me in jail for 5 months. When I came out, I told them I can't stop, it's too late. Because that's the right thing to do.
No, there was controversy about that being tax revolution now.
Yes.
They believe you just want to take over Buhari's government. Are you
Is there a government? What is there to take over? There's no government now. If there's government, would they be killing people like chicken in Borno? If there's government, will it be possible for Boko Haram to be more powerful than the Nigerian army? If there's government, will it be possible for one individual to steal 81 billion naira? And then when you ask them the question, it's just slump on the side as a joke. If there was government, would we not have our universities open now? Would there be an ASU strike? If there was government, would you clamp people like Ezazaki in prison and keep him there for almost 5 years, manipulating the judicial system? There is no government. So you mentioned the word controversy around the revolution now. It is not up to the oppressor to tell you which hashtag you use when you want to liberate yourself. It's not up to them. They are not in control of our own dictionary of resistance. We choose what we want to call it. That's our choice. Equally, of the condition of the Nigerian state today, or the Nigerian, I call it a state, it's not a nation. So all of them are guilty. The reason we took our own particular protest as leaders of the movement to a diplomatic compound, which was the US and UK today, it was the United Kingdom, Britain, that put this together. And we went to remind them that after 60 years, the experiment they put together is not working in the interest of the people of Nigeria. And the people of Nigeria, especially young people, want to change that, because we know that the moment this movement becomes what can't be controlled, which is going to become the situation, they will also be called upon to send weapons down to the oppressors, to give them loans, to give them grant their children visas to go to their schools, grant their business people to invest and make quick money from the economy. So what am I trying to say to you is that they can't exculpate themselves from the broken condition of Nigeria today. In fact, it is known that the British assisted in the rigging of the first election and the first census that ever took place in Nigeria. And we have never recovered from that 60 years after.
At the protest rally we just held, we said that even if President Buhari is not interested in democracy, he should at least pretend that this is a democracy. What we are having in this country today is because government is not working at all levels. Look at our currency, so weak against the dollar. The purchasing power is so low. You have an increment in electricity tariff in full. We are subsidizing the rich and the politicians, but we are refusing to subsidize the poor. A situation where the president has over 11 private jets. Every time the president goes on the road, he puts over 100 and something cars on the road. A situation where our legislators are now also acting as the executive arm of government. They not only legislate, they also award constituency projects to themselves. So nobody can call that a democracy in its real sense. Again, because if government was serious about cutting down costs, we should be able to cut down one arm of the National Assembly. Instead of running a bicameral, we can run a unicameral. Because you look at the number of vehicles we purchase every year, we purchase thousands of vehicles, over 7,000 vehicles for just political office holders, who are in critical sectors of the economy, and they purchase these cars every year. We have to buy brand new cars again. Every year we buy close to over 7,000 cars for politicians, brand new cars. So you bought brand new 2020 cars. Now next year you buy brand new 2021 cars, and they said the poor people should not be subsidized, but we want to continue subsidizing the rich. Every year you have trainings abroad that they are not going to learn any new thing. They're just going abroad because they want to get extra code. So you see that the only people enjoying the democracy or the independence are the political office holders. The poor people, there's nothing. So all what you see is that we are running an inshallah economy, an economy that we're using prayer to support. There's no tangible plan. You understand? A Konibaje economy. That's what we are running. So a situation where, aside all the Hallelujah boys, like my friend Ikenga will say, aside all the Hallelujah boys and the impact of what all the Hallelujah boys do, then we'll run an inshallah economy. We run a Konibaje economy. There's no concrete plan in place to show that we are trying to do anything progressive. There is no dividend of democracy that you can see the people will say that they have enjoyed. So basically, it's just we are practicing democracy on paper. In terms of independence, I don't think we are truly independent because we have to rely on China, on several other development partners to run our own budget. We cannot run our budget without borrowing, without loans. Look at the amount that the debt management office is saying we are using to service our loans. Just unthinkable stuffs. So I don't think we are really independent yet because we are still, our economy, the productive sector of our economy, the manufacturing sector, is in comatose. So we depend on import for almost everything. And that's why we heavily rely on the dollar. So how can you say we are independent when we are not economically independent, when we are not independent in terms of infrastructure, when we are not reliant? The president uses UK hospital. You cannot use the hospital here. So how can we be dependent? How can we be independent when our hospitals are not working? The schools here are not working. Their children are abroad. So what is the independence that we are celebrating? Why are we making so much noise when we are truly not independent?